Did you see Dwight Howard is apparently participating in the dunk contest here? My first reaction is why? Like why? I don't understand this at all.
Why not? Why not?
Well,
I think it's great for him, man. I think it's good for the league. Like I mean, like it's just part of the story, Ceruti. Like, here it was. He was almost out the league. The Lakers took a chance on him, non-guaranteed. He's been playing exceptionally well throughout the season so far. He's been coming in, giving them great minutes, and I think why not let him play in the All? Let him be in the dunk contest. Who gives a shit? I want to see it.
well, I mean, it just
If
I'm
it
going
can
to throw
only
the
go
word thirsty
bad,
out there.
Bert, it can only go
What?
bad for him. It can only go bad for him. People don't like
How,
Dwight
Scal?
Howard, man. People don't like Dwight
How?
Howard. They want to see him around, hanging around All Stars, acting like he's chumming it up with these guys. Like
Well,
they
let me say
know.
this. It just feels, I'm going to throw the word, it feels a little thirsty. Like, I like the fact that he's sort of embraced his role. Like, he doesn't need the ball. He's doing all the little things that, like, he's basically teams have wanted him to do for the last decade. He's doing it all right now. And he's doing it really well. This seems like, hey, like, I know I'm not going to get my attention on the Lakers, so maybe I'll get my attention. And as Scal said, I'll get a free trip to Chicago for All-Star Weekend.
He didn't. Hey, Ceruti, Scal. He didn't invite himself.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he put some feelers out there.
That's a bad idea for him to say yes, man. You're supposed to be like, nah, you know what? I kind of need my break. I don't need to be hanging around the All Stars acting like a wannabe
What
All
you
Star.
mean? He had a year off from basketball, man. The guy is just excited. I mean, listen. I'm just the one that like. I'm not gonna fault this guy for embracing every opportunity that comes his way, Scal. Because like think about it. He was on the outside looking in. Like I was that guy who was trying to, keep forcing my way back into the league, making calls and like,
Different, Perk. It's different.
no,
People like you.
no, I understand, Scal. But listen, but what I'm saying is, when you have an opportunity, and when you see like it's getting pulled away from you, like you want to embrace every opportunity. Like I'm like true story, real talk, real quick. When I went down to the G League, right, it was the most humbling situation I ever had in my entire basketball career, right? It was so humbling. Like the 12-hour bus rides, 10 hours in the airport, like, delays, stops, people bothering me all the time and shit like that, right? To when I got picked up by the Cavs to finish the playoffs and was on the playoff roster, and I remember my first time walking up to the PJ and getting back on a private jet and just feeling the luxury and stuff. I was like, wow, I really took this for granted when I was a player. Like I really took this situation for granted. And I just don't see nothing wrong with it. I just see this guy just embracing every opportunity and just, whatever.
No, but the difference is, Perk, you have always had good DNA and a great fabric about you. From every one of your teammates, like every superstar who's always got your back. Like that's the opposite of Dwight Howard. So you loving the moment, is what's real about you. Dwight Howard doing the dunk contest is exactly what Ceruti says. He's thirsty, man. Like you walked up to the private jet and it meant something to you.
No,
it don't mean nothing to Dwight Howard. It's thirsty.
You know what? You know what, Scal? You got a great point right there. I can't even lie. That's a great point. Now that you put it that way, I mean, it is a little bit thirsty. But to me, I was looking at it when I first read it. I was like, okay, this, Dwight Howard just embracing every opportunity right now. But it is. I think he still kind of want the limelight a little bit. I can see that. I can see that. He wants his attention.
It's a dangerous path that he's going down because he's good for the Lakers because he's not about that other stuff. So now all of a sudden he's about that other stuff. You don't know how this is going to act. You know how Dwight Howard is. Don't act like you don't know. You know exactly how he is. And the reason why he has had problems for the last 5 years is because of shit like this. So all of a sudden now, it is true, Bert. He cares about all the wrong stuff.
No, 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 no. Hey, Scal, you are absolutely right, and I agree 100%. No, I'm with you. Now that you put it like that, I'm with y'all on that. I was just looking at it from another perspective, but I'm with you on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I completely understand now.
You know what though? I've kind of come around the other side though now, because I think now, like, if you let Dwight have like his 15 minutes of fame or whatever, let him do the dunk contest, his ego gets stroked a little bit, and then that kind of I guess that emotion gets shoved back into him, and he doesn't really show that for the rest of the year for the Lakers. That's probably a good thing for them, right? Like, let him have his
You
15
don't
minutes
know.
of fame. He's in the dunk contest. And then he goes back to being like the hardworking Dwight Howard, doesn't need his ego stroked all the time. I think this could be a good thing
That's
now.
like Ceruti. That's like saying this crackhead. He took 2 years off of being a crackhead, and now he been wanting that crack. You give him some crack, and all of a sudden he gonna be good.
Yeah.
No, you just give him a little bit.
Hey.
Like, no, Ceruti,
No.
when you a crackhead, you can't have any crack. Like, he starving for attention. Give him just a little bit of attention. You can't do that. Like, an alcoholic can't have mouthwash. That's just how this shit goes, Ceruti. You think it's gonna be fine just like giving him a little bit? That could be, man. He could end up in the crack house.
Hey, as long as you give him a little fix that holds him over through June, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all. Right?
No, hey, Scal, Ceruti,
Don't know any crackhead.
No, seriously, I don't know any crackheads. Scal just really persuade me all the way to he's 100% right. Right? Like, I'm completely with Scal on this one. Like, I feel you. Like, all those points you just made are valid as hell. Like, I feel you. Like, the Dwight knows stay in his role, right? Because it just, you know what? Now it's starting to all make sense to me now, right? Because I'm thinking about it. The Lakers been wanting to make the Dwight Howard contract guaranteed, right? He turned that down. You know that, right? Y'all know this, right?
I know.
So he turned that down. So it's almost like, because he said he wanted to keep proving himself to the Lakers, like that he's not the old Dwight Howard, but then you sign up for the dunk contest in like year 16 of your career, which is almost contradicting yourself in a way, right?
I agree. I mean, listen,
it's dangerous road.
We can all agree that it is thirsty. I will not argue that it is thirsty. I think it could be okay for the Lakers, though. I think it could be okay. Maybe just let him have his 15 minutes, and then he goes away, and then he goes back to being the hardworking guy he's been all this year.